If you go into a game afraid of making a mistake, that's only going to lower your levels of play. Which is why in this video, you're going to learn 3 different tools that you can use to overcome fear of failure in sports. Hey there, I'm Eli Straw, mental game coach and founder of SuccessStartsWithin.com, and a lot of the athletes I work with struggle with the fear of failure. In fact, it's something that I struggled with back when I played college and professional baseball as well. Fear of failure is so common because sports are judged and athletes are judged by their production. So as an athlete, you want to go out there and you want to perform your best. That's a given. The fear of failure will only keep you from performing your best because the fear of failure is not simply not wanting to make mistakes. The fear of failure is being afraid of sports failure. You become so afraid of making a mistake because making a mistake means you're not good enough. And this becomes a point of fear, a point of terror that then causes you to play tight, play timidly, play with your foot on the brake, and ultimately play below your potential. To overcome the fear of failure, what you have to do is begin using different mental training tools and sports psychology tools and techniques to work through this fear of failure. But the one thing I always tell the athletes I work with in one-on-one mental performance coaching is that you need to accept your fear. Whenever you're dealing with fear of failure, if you try to resist that failure, if you try to resist the fear, it's only going to make it worse. So you have to say, okay, I accept that right now I am struggling with the fear of failure in sports. What am I going to do about it? Well, what you're going to do about it is implement these 3 different tools. And the first tool is self-talk. Self-talk is a tool that we can use to manage the thoughts in your head. As an athlete, the way that you're thinking, the way that you think about yourself in general, and the way that you think about yourself in relation to specific situations within the game is going to have an influence on the way that you feel. So if you're feeling fearful, likely you're thinking thoughts of fear. You might not be actively wanting to think thoughts of fear, but those thoughts are still present. Some of these include, I hope I don't make a mistake. I hope I don't mess up. I can't fail today. I've got to perform well today. All of those thoughts are based in fear and they're not based in confidence. We want to change that. So for this first tool, what you want to do is come up with some positive statements that you want to say to yourself. What would boost your confidence before a game? If instead of fearing failure because you're worried about, I don't want to make a mistake, you could say, I'm going to have a great game today. I know that I'm a great player. I trust in my training. I have the skills necessary to succeed. By changing your self-talk to be more positive, productive, and to promote more confidence, that's going to work to reduce the fear of failure in sports. Tool number 2 is visualization. Visualization works off the idea that you're going to create a scene in your mind. That scene in your mind is going to be interpreted by your brain similar to a real life situation. You're going to see yourself perform well, and by seeing yourself perform well, that's going to increase your confidence. So once again, we are working to build confidence to reduce the fear of failure. So what you want to do for this visualization exercise is truly think, what situations right now within my game am I the most afraid to fail at? What brings you the most fear? If you're a basketball player, is it shooting a free throw? If you're a soccer player, is it having to make a pass? If you're a tennis player, is it your serves? If you're a baseball player, is it when you're hitting? Is it when you're fielding? If you're a pitcher, is it when you have 2 strikes on a batter? Is it when you have 3 balls on a batter? Get very specific about the situation you're afraid to fail at. Then for your visualization, imagine yourself performing well. While you're performing or while you're visualizing yourself perform, feel confident, then see yourself succeed and feel successful after you've performed the visualization. Do that on a daily basis, and that's going to work to reduce this fear of failure in sports. Tool number 3 is goal setting. More specifically, setting achievable performance objectives. Once again, we're working off this idea of building confidence. To build confidence in yourself, you have to see yourself succeed. The previous tool, visualization, worked off the idea that you're going to give yourself the opportunity to succeed within your mind. But this one is where you're going to provide yourself with the opportunity to succeed during games. But it's not just that open-ended idea of, did I have a good game today? No, we're going to get very specific by setting performance objectives. And performance objectives are things that are 100% within your control. So, for example, if you're a baseball player, we'll go back to that pitcher example. If you're struggling with pitching against a guy when you have 3 balls on him, for example, your performance objective can be to make sure that you stay balanced throughout your pitch. A mental performance objective can be to focus on the mitt. Getting very specific and simple like that, it provides your mind with something to truly focus on that's part of the process. So number 1, right away, it's going to help you perform better. But then number 2, it works to keep your mind off of that fear. And then after the game, you get to go back and you say, did I focus on my performance objectives? If you did, then that is where you're providing yourself with the opportunity to succeed, because the success is now based on whether or not you stuck to your performance objectives. And over time, you trust that my performance objectives are putting me in a position to succeed, and they're also giving me the opportunity to feel confident because I see myself succeed each and every game. Those are 3 very powerful tools that you can use to reduce the fear of failure in sports. Use better self-talk, perform visualization, and set performance objectives. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of success in all that you do. I hope you enjoyed this training. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We put out new trainings each week on sports psychology and the mental game. If you have any questions about this training or any sports psychology topic, please leave a comment below. If you want to learn more about myself or Success Starts Within, head over to successstartswithin.com.